So I think I know how to do it, but are you very familiar with Google Alerts and how to set them?
I have set them before. Do you need to set one up for yourself?
No, I just want you to tell me how to do it. I'd rather I'd rather have the fishing pole and be able to fish than be given the fish.
I'm trying to remember. Set up Google Alerts. Create an alert. Okay, so it looks like if you go to google.com/alerts, you can create an alert about something. So you can go, okay, I want to get an alert on Westminster Presbyterian Church, Westchester. And then create alert. And
so that alert will come to your Gmail account.
I believe so, yes, as long as you're logged into your Gmail. And you can go, how often do you want this as it happens or once a day? My guess is you're not going to have, unless you're searching Facebook or Google or some other.
Will it search social media or just Google?
So it will search Google all across the internet. Whenever that term comes up, right, it's going to whenever it searches or whenever that is like put on a website or there's a news article about it or anything like that, it will send you a notification that something's on that topic. So if it's something big like Chester County, you'd probably get, if you did as it happens, you probably get it a couple times a day or once a day. But if it's something like, I have an alert, I get a Google alert on my name, just in case someone's stealing my identity online. And a lot of times I get notifications about like people that pass away that have the names Lynn and George in them. But I get that as it happens because not a lot of people are named Lynn George, on the internet. And so you want this delivered to whatever email you have. This one's being set up to my Gmail account.
So you can send it to different email accounts.
Yeah, okay. How many? Do you want only the best results, or do you want some that have any kind of Westminster Presbyterian Church? Like, it doesn't have to have all 5 of those words in it. Or do you want only the ones that have all 5 of those words in the search result? Do you want it coming from the United States or all over the world, right? So are you looking for things in China and Russia, or are you looking for news articles and things happening here? And this is, do you want it only in the English language, or are you wanting to see other languages? And then sources, this is automatic. It could be news, blogs, web, video, books, whatever, or you could just do, I just only want to get news alerts. I don't care about blogs, or I don't care about videos or book discussions. But for the most advanced search, you do automatic.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does. That's good. That's good to know. First of all, I just go to Google Alert or google.com/alerts, and I can set it up, and then I can actually tailor where the alerts are sent to. Since I don't always use my Gmail account as my primary account, I can send it to
right. And these are the ones I have on me, right? I want them to tell me when my email shows up and when my name shows up on the web. So if you don't have your name being searched online, you should probably do that just to see what's happening out there. if, you know,
Maybe
somebody
I
needs
maybe I
your
don't wanna
email
know.
account or something, right? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
That's not hard. Yep, good question. Yeah, we have not had that one before. Yeah, welcome, Connie. Any other?
Yeah, sorry I was late. We've been to the post office, the car wash, and the Acme before, and still got home only 4 minutes after 10.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Cool. Denise, did you want to practice something or?
No, I
Oh.
just kind of wanted to step in and start to listen. We're going to start to use the OWL system.
Mhm.
I don't know anything about it, but I know you're going to do a training session on that. So I thought I'd just start by kind of getting a feel for it, and then I'd have a place to ask more questions.
Mhm.
Okay.
Good. Well, we're glad to have you.
Oh, thanks. Good to be here.
Yeah. Cool. You guys are so quiet today.
I know.
Granted, it's a small group.
We found out something
Dan to
important.
liven things up.
Yeah.
Oh, where is Dan? I wonder if he's
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know.
Email him.
We found out something important from the post office this morning.
What?
Busiest day of the year is the Monday after Thanksgiving. We were
Not
in
surprised.
Tallyville on Tuesday morning and waited 45 minutes. We went to Chad's Ford today and there was nobody there. Oh,
That's interesting. I did get an email yesterday, which I meant to include in my reminder, but I'll send it out tomorrow or today. That there've been Social Security scams going out.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes out on those.
I figure they're never going to contact me, so I would just delete, I mean, on social media. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got an email from the Social Security Administration Tuesday saying that there's a scam alert out there, and SSA will never threaten, scare, or pressure you to take an immediate action.
Yep.
And then it
And
added.
they give you, if you
click
receive
here.
a call, text, or email, here's a list of things that you could happen. It's say it's a scam, and then how to report it and everything else. So it was a pretty comprehensive email.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you click on the link?
I didn't. No, it's legit. You can tell by
It's
looking at it.
I got that email too.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
A Social Security email.
Yeah.
I'll send it out if I can
Good.
find it.
If you
Yeah,
can
it
find
looked
it.
legit to me. I mean,
It was legit.
Yeah.
Did my research.
Hmm.
But there are a couple times you're like scrutinizing it, like, really? Yeah.
Mm.
yeah, I normally ignore things like that, but that one did look legit. There's no question there.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. Wow. No one has stories or questions or? Really?
Well, my update is that we sold our house, settled November 30th, and have moved into our new long-term Airbnb, which is just outside of Westchester, just off of Paoli Pike. And moving is a bear. People don't realize it. It is an absolute bear. So, recovering.
breathing. Are you, remind me again, I've lost track. Are you guys moving or, like to a different location? Or are you just in between now?
Yeah, we're in between. We're actually looking down in Lewis, Delaware area. And we actually have been down there several times, long weekends. We got a realtor down there looking. But we've also looked up here in Chester County. But then when you start to compare the taxes charged in Pennsylvania and Chester County compared to the taxes in Lewis, the taxes down there are a 10th or even a 12th of what they are up here. So
Wow.
so that's probably going to preclude us from buying anything we want up here.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for first floor living.
Smart.
Necessary.
I know all too well.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
I
well,
have
go
that
back in
social,
search.
I have that social security email up if you want to see it.
Go for it.
Come on, there we go.
Yeah.
So gives you all kinds of possibilities.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Check
Well, Linda,
yourselves.
if you send that out, I can give it to Maris Grove to put on our website that we get on our My
Mhm.
Eric. Because
Yeah.
we're fighting it all the time with the residents here who, you know.
It seems very
Do-
thorough with options,
Mhm.
what to do and what not to do.
Mhm.
Mhm. Does Maris Grove do any kind of training for phishing emails and things like
We
that?
have,
Or
well, our assistant director, Ann Anderson, is on every other week, and she's basically our scam guru, and you know, is constantly telling people and talking to them and everything. But
Trying to find how to stop my share and I can't
oh,
because it's on the second screen.
oh,
Ah,
There you
go.
there we go. Thank you.
you're welcome. Nice try. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah.
So Lynn, I still haven't hosted my Zoom meeting. I keep putting it off. I think I'll put it off till January now with my high school classmates.
It is a season that you don't want to add more.
I really
onto the
don't need
schedule.
to add anything else to our life.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the Brandywiners here last night for a concert, which is interesting. There are only 33 of them. They're down, you know, like our church choir. But 1/3 of them were wearing masks and 2/3 were unmasked. We were all masked. The audience was all masked. But
Interesting. It's all different.
yeah.
Yep. Yesterday I had a crazy weird tech issue with Pastor Jenny. All of her desktop and documents were in the cloud, in the iCloud. They weren't on her hard drive. And when I tried unlinking them, it disappeared off her desktop and the documents.
Oh, good.
So that was a fun. I was hoping she'd pop in this morning to see how it updated because I had to leave before we fully resolved it. So I called her husband and walked him through what to do.
Well, it's an either or thing, right? Either you
either
save
in the
them
cloud or,
cloud or you save them to your desktop.
yeah, but typically they're not dependent on each other, right? Like they should store on the local drive and then just upload to the cloud as a backup.
Backup, right.
But she couldn't open any documents on her
Oh
desktop
my gosh. Well, I'm glad you
without
told me last
downloading
Sunday.
them first.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was like, what happened? I don't understand.
Mm.
And Jenny being the tech guru that she is.
Yes. There's a reason I called her husband to explain how to fix it.
He's a Mac person, so he can explain it easier maybe.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
But we did put all her documents on an external hard drive just in cases.
There you go.
But yes, backups are key.
Yeah.
We solved all your tech challenges of
Today,
today.
well, I had an interesting thing with my new Epson printer. It says it prints one-sided to two-sided, which it does. And it'll print 2 pages and do them back to back if you're printing from your computer. But if you have a document that's two-sided, it won't print it as two-sided.
Hmm.
There's no option for two-sided to two-sided. It's one-sided to two-sided, or it's just copy. I was trying to do my sister's Christmas letter because she took them over to to Staples to print, and she had her Christmas paper, which she of course had bought at Staples, but they said, oh no, we can't do that anymore. We can only use the paper that's loaded into the computer. So she came back and said, help. And finally, she ended up having to email me her master letter, and then I just printed it out because it was 2 pages. I printed it out as a two-sided thing from my computer.
Mhm.
But,
You're a good sister.
yeah, she says, I'll buy you more ink. And I said, come on, this stuff's supposed to last a year. So she bought me some Hojos the other day instead. Oh, that is an interesting story. At Trader Joe's, week before Thanksgiving, they had a box, I even have a picture of it, of Trader Joe's brand chocolate, peppermint, a loaf, and cookie mix. And it was $2.99, so I bought some. Took it out to Thanksgiving. Granddaughter made them. They were the best cookies we've ever had. They're like chocolate crinkle cookie, but they with peppermint. So I went on to Trader Joe's website and they didn't have any anymore. So I just Googled the Trader Joe's, the name of it. They showed up on eBay and Amazon for $12 to $20 a box. So the Grinch bot, which they've been talking about, buying up things, must have bought up all this stuff. And they're selling them on eBay and Trader Joe and Amazon. They're still there.
Wow.
I guess the moral of the story is if you see something you like, get plenty of it. Next year I'll know better.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
Too
Anything to
bad.
make a buck.
Mhm. Yeah. One of my favorite news reporters did an article this morning on how he did a lot of research on these big businesses that are, like Kellogg's and all of these, Procter and Gamble, and how their profit margins have like tripled in the last year. And
Wow.
they've increased prices more than they've needed to and they're blaming it on inflation. And
they decreased the size of the products.
Probably.
Right.
Time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So their profits are going up and we're paying more, and they're not getting caught because everybody's blaming inflation.
Yeah.
It
Well, there was a thing on the morning news the other day about what they're calling them Grinch bots. And they're bots that people have set up, and they're swooping up all the toys and everything that are favorites that people want. And they just keep buying and buying and buying, and then they're selling them on eBay for 10 times the cost or 8 times the cost.
Oh my.
I know. And then parents think they have to get their child a particular toy, so they're willing to pay $900 instead of $200. I wouldn't pay
Wow.
$200 for a toy. So it's like,
My parents would be like, here's the off-brand. Enjoy.
I'm just glad my grandkids are all old enough now that they don't need toys of that
Mhm.
sort.
Yeah. So funny.
I have a question for you, Lynn. Is there
Yeah.
a place where I can get information about that? I think it's called the OWL system that you're using, that I can get like some kind of like general background, like how it works and all that.
Yep. Yeah. They it's basically, it looks like an Alexa, as my Alexa goes off. And it's a 360 camera and microphone. So it spins around to find whoever's speaking in the room. So if it's set up in the middle of a room, it will find whoever's near it and speak. But it's pretty cool. Let me see if I can find a video or something.
I could just poke around. Is that what it's called? I wasn't sure. Is it OWL? Is that what it is?
Yes.
And how does it hook up as a hybrid? Is that just part of it? Or is that
So here's a video, I think, that would show an example, because I'm guessing these guys are going to be curious about it too, because I'm guessing none of them have seen it yet.
Meeting Owl. So today we're going to be going over the Meeting Owl from Owl Labs. With many teams working with dispersed staff and also satellite offices, finding solutions that can help bring top or TV mounted camera options ideal, as both these options can limit you to see who's talking, giving you bad video angles and low audio to a very frictionless experience.
Oh, this is not.
Automatically shift
So
the
this is
camera
what
to
it
whoever's
looks like
speaking.
when it's there, when it's showing. So instead of having your image in the Zoom meeting, the site that you'd be meeting in would show this. It would be a top bit. This would be like a 360 panorama of the room.
Okay.
And then if these 3 people are speaking at the exact same moment, they will be all seen theoretically. And if like these 2 guys stop talking, oh, you can't see my fingers. So if this guy and this guy stop talking, this guy will get big, theoretically. It definitely likes male voices better than female voices, unfortunately. That's what we found as the church staff. But do they have it plugged in anywhere that you can see? No. But it plugs into your laptop. It's so it's kind of like and a microphone you would buy, or a camera you would just buy for your computer. It's a USB that you plug into the laptop, and you would launch, and you would set that. We have a laptop in the site currently that is that we have assigned in that room for people to use if they want to use the OWL. Where Zoom's already created and it's logged into the Westminster user account. And its default set is when the OWL's plugged in, to have it be both the microphone and the camera. So you plug that in, you place the owl in the middle of the room, and it will spin and find whoever's speaking theoretically. And then the folks at home, it's the one user. And then we have a HDMI cable plugged into that laptop. And so that way the people in the site would see everybody at home on the screen.
Does the person at home see the other people that are at home?
Yeah, they would see what we're seeing right here, right?
Mhm.
Except for my camera would be everybody in that room. And so it'd either be a wide shot of the room or it'd be close up of whoever's speaking at that moment.
So instead of me, in this, I would see the room, and then I would see all the other people that were logged in that were like offsite.
Yes.
Okay.
So if all of us were attending the meeting at home, but one of us was the in-person thing, right? So the in-person only has one microphone and camera feed.
Okay.
The challenge is for the owl is if you share, like, I know you guys will share videos or presentation type stuff. And the challenge is you can screen share that on your on the computer that's hosting the Zoom meeting. You can display that. But for the people and in the people at home, the screen share would be very similar to what we have been seeing here today. But for people in the site, there's only one TV, right? So you've got you're only going to see the content of the of whatever you're sharing. You wouldn't see the people at home.
So you won't see the people at home, but the people at home, I'm going to see what I see now, and my sharing would just be my little box.
Right.
So if I'm watching a video on my phone, it's going to be like that big.
Right. So it would be the video would be playing on your phone.
But I'm still going to see like the people and then the video. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Are we using Owl and Spellman Jr. too?
No, we have a Zoom room in Spellman Jr. now.
Oh, okay. It is different. Okay.
Yeah, it's the upgrade. And I was hoping to have the site as the upgraded by the time you guys met in January, because it's really nice because the Zoom room has 2 screens. So one is like the folks at home, and then the other screen is whatever's being shared in the room. So you can see both. But it's crazy expensive, and our pledges are not coming in where we hope they would be. So it's off the table at the moment. So
where it is in, what is it called? A Zoom room? Is that what?
The Zoom room is that's in Spellman Jr. And unfortunately, there's another group using that on Thursday nights.
Okay.
So it's one of those, like, we know we need another one, but they're so expensive. We haven't got it.
So is because we have breakouts, you know, like we have a group and then we have breakout groups. So is the Spellman, would we have to go for the breakout groups into like a Zoom? Would we have to like go into a different kind of environment?
So I haven't talked to you guys enough about what you're doing for breakouts. Are the people in person having a breakout room and then the people on Zoom having a different breakout room, or is it like
we're trying to figure out?
Boys and girls?
We'd love to have them together, but we don't know if we can.
So the challenge is, I know you break off by genders, right? So if you have 2 genders both needing hybrid, you can do it, but you need a second computer and microphone to do that with. And so you could use,
if we each had a computer and microphone, we could do that.
Yeah. So you could, if like all of you were gathered around, like the owl could be one, right? You've
Okay.
got one set up. The one group could stay in that large group
Right.
area and meet,
Mhm.
and they wouldn't have to do anything. But then we'd need a second room with a laptop that you could log into Zoom, and we could have a breakout within the CR meeting group
Mhm.
that we could send them to, or we could have a separate meeting. We just would need to test it, and it would be easy to put it on the TV screen in like 413 or something,
Mhm.
but the microphone and the camera for the people at home would be harder because we only have one owl. So we don't have a second one to plug into.
So ideally, we would need an owl for that.
A second owl or a better microphone than just having 6 people like huddle around a computer, right?
Right. Okay.
Hi, Terrence. But yeah, you would need a better microphone or camera, especially if you want to space out. And if people are in masks, it's going to be harder too.
Right.
Because it muffles people.
Mhm.
Unfortunately.
Well, it gives
Yeah,
me a little bit for us to talk about. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was going to be. So that
Mhm.
helped us to start thinking about the process a little bit. I'll have more
Right.
questions.
Right. It would be easier to have like 4 breakout rooms. Here's the virtual people at home in their 2 breakout sessions, and then the 2 breakout sessions.
And we might have to do that when we realize we just wanted to know what our options were. Ideally, we'd like to all stay together because that's, ideally
Right.
what we want. But if we can't, maybe we can, we'll figure something out, make it work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. We have not talked about buying an owl. It's about $1,000 to buy. But
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody
I
else
think one of
knows.
my bigger hiccups is the fact that a lot of our people that would come in at home for the group meeting are working on phones.
Mm,
So I think that's an issue we're going to have to address too. So before we even get to the breakout, we kind of have to address that.
yeah, because then you have to design everything differently.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, challenges are good.
We definitely have gotten more creative over the last 2 years, that's for sure.
As my mother-in-law always told me, there are no challenges, there are just opportunities.
Mhm.
There we go.
We have learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that one, brainstorm.
Good.
Because I have not noticed that so much with small groups I've done.
Mhm.
Phones, but I can see why your demographic might have that challenge.
They do, and we do a lot with video. We do a lot of online.
Mhm. Yeah, I think of those worship videos.
Yeah.
And displaying the 12 steps, 9 steps.
12 and 8. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, all that's on screen, and we just might have to rethink how we do all that. So
Mhm.
that's okay.
Good luck.
Figure it out. Yeah. And so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's good. If you can, put your brain to it too, to kind of come up with some creative stuff, we'll talk about it.
Okay, sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. How has it been going to be all virtual?
Excellent.
Good.
Excellent. Yeah. Growing. We're growing like crazy virtual.
That's great.
Yeah.
Just here in the Westminster branch, or like across
Just
the whole
our branch overall.
Oh, wow.
It has grown quite a bit. We probably doubled the women.
Wow.
Yeah.
I threw the link to the Amazon version of the owl in the chat if you want
Oh, great. Thank you.
to look at that. I think I sent that to Gail or someone at one point.
Okay.
But yeah, I can see why Celebrate Recovery would be a huge growth during the pandemic, especially.
And virtual is really working for that because people can stay connected.
I'd be more inclined to join one of those kinds of groups if I didn't have to drive at night.
You know, it's interesting. There was a thingy the other day about a professor that was saying, or teacher, that he really enjoyed doing Zoom teaching as opposed to going back into the classroom. And the reason was, it was a college professor, the students on Zoom were felt much freer to share when they were just in their own little box on the screen. And that all that conversation, that pre and post class time conversation stopped when they went back into the classroom. So that may be something about, CR as well.
Well, I am definitely more talkative over Zoom than I am in person. And we'll share thoughts more freely.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's the introvert in me.
I know that personality type, Lynn. I'm one too.
Yep. We stick together. But yeah. Yeah. You guys are so quiet this week.
We all ate Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Mm.
Granted, I'm not myself with a broken foot, I'm at half speed.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. That's terrible.
Is it getting easier to maneuver? No,
it's not waking me up at 4 a.m. anymore.
That's
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not hurt nearly as much to maneuver, but it's still slow and moving. And I don't have nearly the energy level that I'm used to.
Yeah.
I think it's because I can't go out for my morning walks and exercise.
You can't drive either, right?
Well, I can drive, but I have to drive with my left foot, and they're like, so avoid it at all costs. But
let us know when you're on the road.
I have not driven at all. So yeah, thankfully Westminster folks have been phenomenal about
picking you up,
offering rides and groceries and everything else.
That's great.
So
my father-in-law was on one of them for about 2 months. He had foot surgery, so he was riding around on a scooter, but he lives at Wellington, so fortunately he could get meals and everything and food, but he couldn't drive. He doesn't have a car anymore. But yeah, he suffered through that for quite a while. It's a getting used to process, that's for sure.
yeah. Well, and it just takes longer to do everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Like to shower, I'm like, okay, I need to change of clothes. I need to make sure I have a sock with me so I can put that on before I put the boot on. It's just like,
Yeah, it's never easy.
Yeah. But yeah, could be worse.
True.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay. That reminds me, I did.
Speaking of everything taking longer.
Did you all hear about, are you all on the choir emails and heard that Nancy Tull's surgery went well?
Yes.
Okay.
And that Claudia's husband passed away, and then the service is tomorrow.
Do you think if Nancy keeps her cell phone close to her pacemaker, it would help her reception down at the Jersey Shore? I mean, maybe it would pick up more energy that way. I don't know. I'll have to share that with her when I see her again.
Right.
Yeah. I was hoping she'd pop in this morning. Oh, well,
Oh, well, right.
she'll get back to us. Yeah. Cool. Other questions or comments or things you'd like to discuss?
Been quiet lately, fortunately.
Hmm. That's good.
Good.
Yep.
Let's keep it that way. No
Yeah,
one got sick in all your travels?
nope,
Good.
no rain either, which was even better.
Wow. Yeah, I know you were nervous going down.
Oh, we've been told there's no significant snow between now and after Christmas.
That's sad.
Always good.
Good and bad.
I can't drive, I'd be okay with it to snow now.
You could go sledding now, Lynn.
Oh, no. I
Sledding
hurt
with your
myself.
scooter.
Hmm.
I
Well,
hurt
the rain kept me awake last night and I kept thinking, oh, if only it was snow, I could be asleep because it's quiet and it snows.
I didn't realize it rained last night.
Rained for about 4 or 5 hours down here anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard it raining at one point. I don't remember how long it was doing it, but yeah, it was pretty hard at one point there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Lynn slept right through it, right? Good for you. That's the way you want.
We have an awning 2 floors below us and it hits on the awning and makes a lot of noise. Yeah.
I sleep through anything. Bad.
That can be a good thing.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to say goodbye.
Okay. I guess, yeah, if nobody has any more, we'll leave it for next week. Maybe we'll,
Exactly.
hopefully no one has tech nightmares this week.
Yeah, right. No, it's I got other nightmares besides tech.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever we have a quiet week, the next week's a disaster.
Oh, okay. We'll try not to. Well, next week is choir stuff, so
Yeah. Well, if you don't show, we'll know you're just tired from singing all week.
if the Tuesday night rehearsal where we all have to test ourselves before we rehearse on Tuesday night with rapid tests doesn't take 10 hours, well, we might still be there on Wednesday morning. I don't know.
Well, I was like, what's going to happen if like a soloist tests positive? Like,
And Lynn, one of the issues is they said if you test positive on a home test, you should test again, but with a different brand. You shouldn't just test again with the same brand. And we've all been told to buy this one brand. So a second test isn't, and Bill is more concerned about false negatives than he is false positives. But supposedly this test has a relatively low false negative thing.
good.
Well,
Well, he knows better than I would.
Yeah. No.
Good luck with that.
I know. We shall see.
Yeah. Well, and thank you for singing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, you guys have a good week.
Guys, next week.
We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
Shout if there's issues.
or whatever. Yeah.
Denise, it was good to see you. Join us anytime. We're not usually this boring.
Yeah, right.
Thank you a lot. You really did help. I appreciate it.
Good. Shout if you have questions. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.